Your ad just got flagged. Now what? Here's how the biggest platforms decide who gets shut down and who doesn't. My name's Dave Burnett. I'm the founder of AOKmarketing.com, promotionalproducts.com, and co-founder of Achievers.com, which sold back in 2015 for $110 million. Let's get to it. How do Google and Meta handle policy violations in their ads? Well, let's say you're an organization, a not for profit organization, promoting public health, like the Americans for Non-Smokers' Rights Foundation. Your mission, their mission, is to reduce tobacco exposure. You run a Meta or Google ad educating people on the harms of secondhand or thirdhand smoke, but because the ads contain words like tobacco or marijuana or smoking, and in fact, this may get flagged just because I said those words, it gets flagged, sometimes even banned. You appeal and maybe, just maybe, you get reinstated. But what if your ad account gets shut down entirely? This is the tightrope that every mission driven marketer has to walk. How do they handle ad violations? They being Google and Meta. And how do you stay on their good side while still getting your message out? So we've worked with many mission aligned and legitimate advertisers, especially in healthcare, finance. They routinely face ad disapprovals, not because of what they're selling, but because of how platforms interpret their content. Basically, if you have a specific keyword in your ad or you have specific creative in your ad, you potentially want to work on being platform proofed. So here's the deal. You can run compliant, mission driven ads on Google and Meta, even if your content includes words or themes that kind of trigger those filters. But first, you have to understand how they enforce policy and how to navigate their appeals process when the machine inevitably gets it wrong. Americans for Non-Smokers' Rights Foundation can keep their campaigns running using tobacco language without getting their ad accounts shut down. So can you. You just need a plan. Let's start. What they basically do is they flag, they pause, and review. So both platforms use AI to automatically scan ad copy, landing pages, and metadata. If anything even remotely violates policy, even by mistake, it triggers a flag. Common triggers: medical claims, personal attributes, for example, are you a smoker? Or restricted terms like tobacco. Ads are immediately paused, even if your intentions are educational or non commercial. What to do? You can use platform resources like the Google Ads Policy Manager or Meta's Account Quality Dashboard to monitor your disapprovals and request reviews. Now, just so you know, escalation can lead to account suspension. If you rack up enough flags to your account or your appeal fails, platforms may restrict or suspend your ad account. This isn't about you, it's about their automated thresholds. For example, Americans for Non-Smokers' Rights had their ads flagged repeatedly because they were discussing tobacco, but they weren't promoting smoking. They were advocating against it. The appeals that we did for them often succeeded, but the cost of disruption was high. Pro tip is you can have a separate backup ad account in a separate business manager if you're on Meta. Even if your main account gets locked, you'll have a potential fallback. Now, this is a little gray to be able to do something like that, but if you are legitimate and you're just fighting against the machine, this might be a good strategy for you. Now, just so you know, the appeal process matters. You got to use it strategically. Most flagged ads are eligible for appeal, and if you provide some context, especially for sensitive issues, you can get them reinstated. What to do? You include clear language stating that your ad is educational or advocacy focused. You reference policies showing you're not in violation, and you send links to third-party resources substantiating your claims. A number of different things that you can do. But there are some non-generic takeaways that you probably haven't heard before. So first thing, you can also use policy triggering words in images, not in text. If your message includes risky terms like smoking, put them in the images. AI primarily scans copy, not nearly as much on the graphics, but they are starting to do it a bit more. So this may be a loophole that closes. You can also pre-approve your ad creative with reps. If you're a consistent spender, you will get a Meta or Google rep who will be assigned to your account. If you don't have one, work with your ad agency, because if they've got any kind of decent spend, they will have a Meta or Google rep. Have them manually review and try to get pre-cleared sensitive ad concepts before launch. This saves you from any post-launch flags. And the third thing is keep a documented compliance log. Maintain a folder of past appeals, approved ad language, and platform feedback. This shows intent and compliance, which can help if your account gets reviewed or suspended. Basically, you can run policy-sensitive ads without losing your account. Even if you get flagged, you can win the appeal. You just have to understand how violations work, respond with appropriate data and context, and adopt a proactive approach like using images and logging your appeal history. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.